The bronze likeness of Lakers great Magic Johnson that can be found just outside the front door of our location. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They're stuck in neutral, unable to gain any real positive momentum.
And when you look at Los Angeles, they are rolling, showing a lot of belief in themselves. The fan base is energized. We'll see if they can keep this up.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Reggie Jackson out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Clippers, Leonard down low at 4 with Harrell in the middle. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And it's George in at the small forward position. Here's Snell, defended by George. 5 to shoot. Got a piece of it. From the corner, and the shot goes in. And tonight's game may be won or lost on that front line, Smitty. What makes for an effective front court tandem, do you think?
I think, first of all, that tandem can switch on pick and rolls. That tandem can shoot the basketball and also make plays somewhat like a guard. But the biggest thing is if they can rebound and able to guard smaller guys, this will make them great.
Interesting. Leonard against Griffin. Here's Drummond, and the rejection by Harrell. The shot by George, wide open. No good from outside. Rose against Williams. Bounce pass from Rose. Left side Jackson. Williams against Rose. Over Williams. Misses off the left iron.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Hits the three-point bomb.
Smooth shooting motion from distance. Williams making it look easy.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Outside Leonard. From deep, George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowed.
Outside Griffin. Pistons passing it around. Basket counts.
I love the way of Griffin. Eye on the prize, going after the rim. Is either going to dunk it or you're going to foul it. People wonder how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from L.A. to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Drummond finds Griffin. Poked away. And the layup's good off the glass. Griffin's got his second bucket. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
Clock at 4. Outside Williams, launches it, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we overanalyze things. Can be better to just let it go.
Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Green comes in for Leonard. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Lou Williams. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverley. And a different look here for the Pistons. Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. Doomboy is checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Luke Kennard in for Derrick Rose.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
Jackson, that's good. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set, and you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
Back to Green. Here's Kennard. No points in the game yet for him. Hits it from three-point range.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And with Reggie Jackson at the point, you're going to get more of a score than a playmaker.
That's okay, as long as you plan for that with your assistant. Reggie Jackson is great at creating for himself, but you'd like to see him do a little bit more to set up the rest of his team.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. George finds Shamet. The 10-footer. And Green gets it to go.
Michael Green with the height and the bounce to do some damage inside.
Now here's Jackson. He's covered by Shamet. Jackson passes to Wood. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody plug it in.
Nice. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
The playmaking of Reggie, a work in progress, but looking good right there.
Here's George. Rebounded by Jackson.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
Boy, both teams racking up the points to start this game.
And you wonder how long they can keep it going. At some point, you expect the defense will adjust.
From deep, George. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He described.
My inspiration really came from my mother.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's their strategy. Try to overwhelm you. Try to put you in a hole you have to dig yourself out of.
Here are the five. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Jackson and Kennard pair up at the 1 and the 2. Wood out there with Doomboy. And it's Morris at the center position.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Morris dishes to Doomboy. The pass to Wood. Shot clock at 5. There's Jackson with the 3. It's good from long range. Jackson's got 7 points in the game.
Nice play. Usually Reggie prefers to initiate, but this time gets it done off the catch.
Los Angeles calls timeout. We see a lot of big men creating offense, Smitty. Who's on your list for perhaps the best outlet passer in the game right now?
Let's start off. I would say Kevin Love is one of those guys who still is, I think, the best outlet passer as a big. Jokic, also Blake Griffin, some of those guys can really pass. DeMarcus Cousins, those are some of the bigs that have great outlet passes.
Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. Leonard comes in for Green. Lou Williams is checked in for Harkless. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Landry Shamet. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Markieff Morris. Griffin comes in for Christian Wood. Tony Snell's checked in for Doom Boyer. And it's Rose in for Reggie Jackson. Rose passes to Drummond. Here's Kennard. And a miss there on the triple. Beverly against Rose. And Beverly kicks to Harrell. Pass to Leonard. Clippers moving the ball around. The dish to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his third assist on the night.
And staying with it. He drained 2 triples in the first quarter. Now gets this one.
Passes it to Snell. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Griffin. Here's Drummond. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Multi-time NBA rebound leader. Might want to think about putting a body on Drummond.
Harrell finds Beverly. Outside, George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient. Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverly. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
And here are the Clippers now. Clippers leading by 8. Outside Williams to the wing on the left. Harrell kicks to Beverly. Outside Leonard. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Leonard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers. And Smitty with Beverly and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now. And it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Smitty, for players, social media can build their brands and they can engage their fans, but there are some downsides.
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, like you said, for endorsement and bringing those fans into your home or into your life. But the downside, people can see some things they don't want to see, and also you can regret posting a lot of things.
I think, yeah, sometimes people do regret hitting that send button, so they got to be careful. You're right. In the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounder. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys. And
stolen by Harrell. side. George to the inside. Leonard. And he banks in the layup. And now it's a 12-point Clipper lead.
One of the more physical wings in the league. Kawhi gets smacked there, but not to be denied.
Back to Snell. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Snell's got his first bucket of the night. Los Angeles has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Williams passes to Leonard. Shoots. Again, Los Angeles.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Pass to Griffin. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Leonard. Snell kicks to Rose. Just 5 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
They embrace the challenge as well. They hit big shot after big shot to keep the other team at bay.
Here's Kennard. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Friday, they'll head home and take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Tuesday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets.
And that matchup against the Bucks, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And the Clippers call time here.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Harrell. JaMychal Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Maurice Harkless is checked in for George. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Lou Williams. And a different look here for the Pistons. Markieff Morris is checked in for Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. Doomboy is checked in for Tony Snell. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Luke Kennard. Here's Green. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Green's got his second bucket tonight.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
And that one's good. Beverly's got 5.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Knocked away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. "20 seconds left in the first half. And here's Morris for 3. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
He's an asset in helping space the floor. He has tremendous touch from range.
Beverly, the shot from 20 feet away. And that one's good, Shamet. And the Clippers lead by 18.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
They've had better patience, better shot selection so far, but we still have a long way to go.
And so it's Los Angeles. Their lead at 15 going into the break. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 18 points and 2 assists. He's got one of those streaks going lately where it doesn't seem like he can be stopped. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drive. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well,
And that's a wrap for our halftime show, the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Beverly and Williams, the guard tandem. And Harrell's in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the five to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial six-man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. Came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
The first free throw is good. It comes to just a love for the game, Smitty. Does every NBA player have to have that, or is it possible to not love the game, embrace the game, and work through it in that way?
You know, I think 90% of the guys have a love for the game. I think there are some guys that just don't love it, but they play it. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't, I guess, spill over to the guys that love it. There's some plays, I played with some players, after they left the gym, they didn't think about a game, of watching the game, playing the game, but when they're on the court, they gave 110% effort. There's some guys that just love it, and there's some guys that just like it.
But I know you, and you did. You loved the game.
I still love it, Kevin. Still love it.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The three-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He has always done it. Thank you. And the Clippers call time here.
Well, the Pistons are starting to embrace the deep ball. First year under Coach Casey, they shot many more threes, went from middle of the pack in 2018 to 6th overall last year.
Looking now at some numbers from Montrezl Harrell. A very nice season for him last year. 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year.
Only their first turnover of the game, taking terrific care of the basketball.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Pistons. Pistons trailed by 14. And the threes the Pistons put up last year, Steve, a franchise record for them.
Next step is they're going to have to make them. This team is still looking for the right outside threats, but they know they want to stay a team that attacks from outside. And coming out of halftime, Coach said they wanted to start fast. How's 4 for 4?
George dishes to Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Outside, Griffin. Tipped away. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Incredible effort by Kawhi. Picks it up with the claw, then off to the races.
Over to the wing. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. 6 to shoot. Snell, the pass to Jackson. Over Beverly. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's now 11 points for Reggie Jackson. And there's the pass to Harrell. Back to Beverly. Pass to Leonard. Fades and shoots. Another one falls to the Clippers.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. They trail by 16. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
One area that the Pistons were great in last year was perimeter defense.
What they did, GA, they closed out on shooters fantastically. They got hands up and hands up high. Allowed the fewest threes against as a team. Their interior defense was just so-so, but on the perimeter, they were tough.
Substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Green comes in for Leonard. Harkless is checked in for Lou Williams. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Then for the Pistons, Markieff Morris is checked in for Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And Doumbouya subbed in for Tony Snell. And the basket by Jackson.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Here's George. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. And Morris throws it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. George hacks a 2-pointer. Again, Los Angeles.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
Jackson from long range. Another 3 for Detroit.
And you're seeing it with Jackson tonight. When he gets in a real rhythm, man, he can light up the scoreboard.
Pass to Green. Dishes it to George. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
You want to stay aggressive, right at the rim, driving another nail into the coffin.
And hustle paid off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
It's Wood, top of the key. Back to Kennard. Nice ball movement by Detroit. On the wing, Jackson. Again, the Pistons good for two.
Taking things into his own hands this quarter, trying to keep his team afloat.
Now George. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. And so it's Los Angeles, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Down out there with Wood, and it's Rose. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Jackson in at the one. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
It's Wood, top of the key. Back to Rose. Here's Wood. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jackson, that's good.
Playing from behind right here, not easy, but he is answering the bell.
The reason why is not just scoring, it's the way he's doing it. Efficient. That's what you need at this point in the game.
Zubac kicks to George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George. Just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Here's Rose. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. Steve, so many talented players in the league. Sometimes there's frustration over the lack of playing time. For instance, you look at the Celtics last year. Prime example.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, Kevin, you can have too much talent at the same positions and also style of play. You need some guys that can do other things that be effective on the court versus just scoring the basketball. And I think that's the reason why the Celtics ran into some trouble last year.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
I mean, the ridiculous production from beyond the arc. They have to find a way to cool him down.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Harrell, he's checked in for Zubac. Williams comes in for Jermichael Green. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Landry Shamet. And then for Detroit, Drummond's checked in for Morris. Blake Griffin comes in for Christian Wood. Oh, what a play!
Watch it! Blake leaves you speechless. His dunks are out of this world.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Shoots over Griffin, and Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Beverly. Leonard's got 12 points here in the second half. Pistons trailed by 17. Jackson from long range, and the three ball is good.
Talking about heating up. At halftime, he had just one made from beyond the arc, but he's drained 3 more since.
Beverly against Jackson. Loads it up there for Harrell, and stolen by Drummond. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Credit the length and athleticism of Drummond to get things started. He's the rare center who picks up a lot of steals.
And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1-3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
Let's shot.
it's interesting. Blake has increased his shooting range, but that hasn't really carried over to the free throw line.
Rose against Williams. Inside, George. And George has the stuff.
He has taken it upon himself to score the ball as much as possible for his team. He's not looking to pass it right now.
Jackson passes to Griffin. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
He's a hard guy to knock off balance. Blake Griffin taking the hit and staying in rhythm.
One shot.
That's good from Blake Griffin. Los Angeles leading by 10. And the Clippers call time here.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He talked about the mindset they need to have and what he wants to see the rest of the way. Engagement at both ends and making good decisions with the ball. Guys?
A shot. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
Stop it on a dime. Kawhi showing good body control on that pull-up.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 14-point game. Shoots a fader. And it's off the back rim, no good. Williams against Jackson. Williams passes to Leonard. Feeds away. Another one falls for the Clippers.
I love it, Kawhi. When you have skills from the mid-range, you don't need to force anything.
Jackson passes to Snell. He dishes it to Griffin. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Drummond. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
The one thing about Drummond, you can be right up on him. Even try to overplay his strong side, he can still get it done.
Now here's Beverly. The kick out to Williams. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Snell. He's guarded by Williams. Beverly against Jackson. Pass to Griffin. Lock at 6. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Clippers.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for George.
He really played at his preferred pace, never let adjustments by the defense speed him up or slow him down.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
Here's Leonard, and good that time. Leonard's got 30 points.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
Beverly against Jackson. Beverly with the ball. So the Clippers winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.